A little further. We need some space there to bring in the TV screen. So before we start, I just have a question. Is someone here for the first time? Oh, quite a couple of people here. So very warm welcome, also a special welcome to you. Our Sunday program is as follows. We will now have a talk on a Krishna consciousness subject till 5 o'clock. From 5 o'clock there will be a vegetarian feast, and at 6:15 there will be a guided mantra meditation. At 7 o'clock a temple ceremony, and from 8 o'clock onwards we will have more meditation, more mantra singing. And also for the program, just to announce you, there is also a children program happening outside in the garden. So any one of you who have a child and would let them have some activities outside in the garden here, you can also bring them there. For our talk, we are here very happy to have His Grace, Krishna Premarupa Prabhu with us. Please welcome him with a big Hari Bol. I think for those who are coming here regularly, he's a very known personality and devotee, and for the others who are new here, Prabhu, he's been practicing the Krishna consciousness maybe for around 25 years, and he is from Switzerland and has served here in this temple also in many different areas, did many wonderful service. And one very important one is that he has served here as a temple president for 14 years and let the temple grow and also bring it to a stable position, which we are very thankful to him and grateful. And for a couple of years now, he is serving in another more important way also as a management of German-speaking languages for the Krishna conscious movement, and also conducting many seminars and sharing the Krishna conscious wisdom with many people. And those seminars you can also find outside at the wall. All the seminars Prabhu is actually giving. And today he will speak on the topic Guru Tattva, and Prabhu will then further explain what he's meaning. So I wish you a very happy Sunday, and Hare Krishna.
Jaya Rata Madhava Kunja Bihari, 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 Gopichana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Gopichana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Gopichana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana Vrachachana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Vrachachana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Vrachachana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Vrachachana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, Hare Krishna. So. Ich spreche in Deutsch, Englisch. Okay. Verstehen alle Englisch auch? Die Deutschsprachigen? Oder bräuchte jemand lieber eine Übersetzung ins Deutsche? English is fine. Okay, good. So, Hare Krishna, also welcome from my side. So today we'll talk a bit about the topic of Guru, the spiritual master. Does it work already? Yeah, okay, very good. So, and I would like to read from the Bhagavad Gita, which is our essential text, and there we find an interesting shloka where Krishna speaks to Arjuna and tells him that if you want to know the truth, you should approach a spiritual master. So that we'll take that as a basis and then try to expand. And maybe you can all come a little closer, because there may be more guests, devotees are coming, so we have enough space. Yeah, thank you. So those who know the shloka can chant along with me. Tatvidi pranipatina pariprasnina sevaya upadekshanti de jnanam jnaninas tatvadarshinaha So just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So this is the advice given by Krishna to Arjuna, that if anyone wants to know, more about the deeper meaning of life, one should approach a teacher. And what kind of teacher? Jnaninas Tattva Darshinaha. Tattva Darshin. Tattva means the truth, and Darshina means one who has seen. So if you approach someone who actually has seen the truth, or has not only some theoretical knowledge, but actually has a deeper realized knowledge, then that person can really help you. That person can actually help you to also get the same understanding. So Prabhupada gives an interesting purport, which I will read for you. The path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord himself. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and a person in a disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciples. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of the foolish pretenders. The Bhagavatam 6.3.19 says, Dharmam tu shakshat bhagavata pranitam. The path of religion is clearly enunciated by the Lord. Therefore, mental speculation or dry arguments cannot help lead one to the right path. Nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender, and one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant, without false prestige. Satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. Inquiries in submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master, and when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. In this verse, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. Not only should one hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and service and inquiries. A bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind towards the disciple. Therefore, when a student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries becomes perfect. So that's Prabhupada's explanation to this text. And there's a lot inside. Prabhupada explains many important things, so we try to unpack these words a little bit. So before we do so, I offer prayers to the spiritual masters. Otherwise, what can we say? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Namobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Papanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we will cover a couple of questions in this presentation. Why do we need a guru, first of all? What is the need of a spiritual master? Who is a guru? how to find such a guru, and the importance of following Guru's instruction, and also the secret of success, which Prabhupada already hinted in his purport. So why do we need a guru in the first place, right? And many people, when we meet and talk about this topic, they say, well, I don't need a guru, I just listen to my heart, right? And within my heart, all the truth will be revealed. And actually, that's not wrong. The opposite is the fact, this is actually the highest perfection. It's true that we actually want to listen to our heart, and from within the heart we want to get all the transcendental knowledge. So, and many people feel strongly that this is how they feel connected to this topic, and it's not by surprise, because this is a fact. This is the ultimate goal. That why? Because God, Krishna, resides within our hearts, and from within He always wants to guide us. You know? And we call this intuition. You know, we have some inspiration from the heart. We know this is the right thing to do. The only problem is that there is other voices also. And sometimes it's hard to distinguish, you know, like, is it really my heart now speaking, or is it maybe just my mind or some mental thought? So for that reason, the Shastras, and for other reasons also, they explain, or they suggest, or propose that it would be good to get help from outside as well. And there is a couple of analogies given in the Upanishads to describe the duty or the role of the guru. One is then story. It's more an analogy of the man from Gandhara. The man from Gandhara was walking on the street, and then all of a sudden he was not careful. He fell into a ditch. You call it? Pit. A pit. Called in a pit. And he broke his leg, and he could not get out anymore on his own. But then, luckily, another man passed by, and he helped him. You know, he pulled him out of that pit, and that's the story, or the analogy. And basically, what happened to us, that we have also fallen into the pit, whether you know it or not. But that's how it's described, by coming into this world, and in order to get some help, then there is another person who from outside pulls us up. That's one picture which is given. Of course, you know, who goes to the doctor? Someone who realized that he has a disease or some problem, you know. But that's the first step. You have to understand, I'm diseased, that's why I go to the doctor. And many people, they don't even realize that they have some disease or that's something wrong. Then why do they go to the doctor, right? So similarly, why do I need a guru if everything is fine, you know? If I ask you, how are you? How are you?
My name is Gaurav.
Gaurav, and how are you? Good, fine. Gaurav is doing fine. So if he's doing fine, and what is the need to go to a doctor? Or what is the need to go to a guru if one is doing fine? So that's the first step. One needs to realize something is wrong, maybe, in my life, and maybe I need some help. I need some support and some guidance. And here comes the guru who can help us. And of course, the word guru means the one who takes us from the darkness into the light, from ignorance to knowledge. That's basically the duty of the guru. The guru is a teacher, and he helps us to understand spiritual truth. You know, he's the one who guides us in our spiritual life. And this is one analogy. Another analogy which is given is a boy who was brought up by the pig keepers. The Upanishad again gives this story that one boy was lost in a forest. You know, family did a picnic, and then somehow the boy got lost. This was a small baby, and then he was brought up by some forest people, the pig keepers, and he lived a very simple life, a very humble life in a forest. But one day, a minister of the king came to the forest and recognized this is the lost prince. He's the lost prince. Actually, he's the prince. And so they brought him back to the kingdom, to the palace, and later on he became the king. That's another analogy which is given, which basically means that we have a certain identity, or we are connected to the king, or we connected to God, but we have forgotten our relationship. And another picture which is given is the lion among the sheep. There was again a baby lion was lost. The mother died, and the baby lion was lost. And then a sheep group of sheep, they kind of raised the baby lion. And what happened? The lion, because he was surrounded by the sheep and grew up by the sheep, father and mother, he thought he's a sheep himself. And like he was also meh meh, and eating grass. Or I don't know how he survived, but somehow. And then so one day another lion came, and that lion attacked that group of sheep. The lion, like, wah! And all the sheep, they run in all directions, running for their life. And the lion, who considered himself to be sheep, was also running around, meh meh, in fear. And then the lion who attacked. So what is going on here? Why this lion is behaving like a sheep, and why he's afraid of me? So he came to him and what's up, man? What's going on with you? And then I think I have to show you something. Let's go. So the lion who attacked brought the other lion to a river, and then they looked into the water. And what do you see? Well, this is a lion. Okay, good. So now you look into the water. What do you see? Oh my God, it's also a lion. Yes, that's your true identity. You are a lion. Stop behaving like a sheep. You're a lion. So that's another story. And that's again the spiritual teacher who wants to help us to understand our true identity. We think I'm just this body and I'm so and so old and that's who I am. But the spiritual master comes and tells you, no, you're not just this body, you're actually a spiritual soul, an eternal spiritual soul, who has been, existing for eternity. And you have gone through so many different lives. This is just one role you play, but you are different from the body. In essence, you're part and parcel of God. And you have a lot of, spiritual strength and a spiritual identity. So in this way, the Guru is one who brings light into darkness and helps us to see a broader picture. That's basically what the Guru is doing. So these are all. So we were lost and the Guru found us, or we were bound and the Guru freed us, and we misidentified with the wrong identity, and the Guru kind of showed us our true identity. Okay, so, and of course if we have enough time, we can have some questions and some discussion. I don't know whether this was convincing enough that we need a guru, but let's say we need a guru, okay? So then, how do we know who is a true guru? That's the next question, isn't it? Because how do I know that this is a true guru? Maybe it's and this is important, because nowadays in this world, we do find false gurus also. Many of them, actually. Actually, there is more false guru than true gurus. So then how to discriminate, how to know which one can I trust? Because the relationship between the guru and disciple is a very intimate one. And the disciple is expected to follow the guru's instruction and put a lot of faith. So you better want to be sure that the guru is a bona fide and authentic guru. So why do I have a picture of a toaster here? You like toast? So the reason why I have the picture of a toaster here is because Srila Prabhupada makes an interesting statement. Prabhupada says, the scripture recommend that both the spiritual master and the disciple place one other under strict scrutiny before mutual acceptance. So the guru and both the teacher and the students, if they get to know each other, they should first test whether actually it's proper. And Prabhupada says, since even an ordinary household item are tested before acquisition, it is only an unfortunate fool who failed to go through the testing period in selecting a spiritual master. So in other words, even if I go and buy a bottle or I buy a toaster or a microwave or something, I compare, see, okay, is it the good quality and, price, quality, is it, maybe for the same price I can get better quality in a different shop, we make some research online, we compare, and then we buy the best product, isn't it? Is what you're also doing, usually? So if you do this for a toaster, maybe we should do the same thing for a spiritual master, right? That's the logic here. I mean, also if you get married, right? If you get married, you make sure that you get the right partner, no? Because you spend the rest of the life together. So similarly, if you accept a spiritual master, that's meant to be a relationship for life. Actually, not only for life, for eternity, the spiritual master. So it's a very important relationship, so you better test whether you got a right spiritual master. This is from the Skanda Purana, Guru Guravo Bhavaha Shanti Shishya Vita Para Rakaha Durlabha Sadgurur Devi Shishya Santa Paharaka. Shiva tells to Devi, Devi, there are many gurus who take away the wealth of the disciples, but it is difficult to find a real guru who takes away the miseries of the disciples. I thought it a very interesting statement. So, what is the symptom of a false guru? The false guru, basically, he just exploits his disciples. First of all, he puts himself in the center. I'm the guru, or sometimes they even say, I'm God. I'm God, and you have to serve me, and I'm the center of your attention, and you should give everything to me. And then he takes away all the money. But the true guru, first of all, his identity, he himself sees himself as a disciple of his teachers. That's the first criteria. The true guru, his own identity is that I'm a disciple myself. And I'm simply a humble servant of Sri Krishna and the Vaishnavas. And what his job is to help us and he will take away our problems, our miseries, our difficulties, and not the money. Maybe we give some donation to him also, but it's not that that's the main focus. Another analogy is given that the guru is like a captain. I don't know whether he smokes, but he's a captain. In a sense, our body is compared to a boat. Like the material existence is compared to an ocean, which is difficult to overcome, and our body is like a boat, and with that boat we can easily cross the ocean of material existence. But for that we need a captain on that boat. So that means when we accept the spiritual master, we invite the captain into our life, and he has a compass and he guides us. Okay, now you go a little bit in this direction. Yeah, now this direction. He gives us guidance in our life, which is very helpful. Another shloka from the Mundaka Upanishad, Tatviginartanam Sagurum eva vikachit, that Samit Pani Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. To understand these things properly, one must humbly approach with firewood in hand. Did you brought your firewood? A spiritual master who is learned in the Vedas and firmly devoted to the absolute truth. So similar shloka that the one we read in the beginning. Firewood, for those who don't know, this is an old text, 5,000 years old or something, and the teachers were often performing fire sacrifices, and for that they needed a lot of wood. So traditionally, disciples would bring some wood. But the principle is that if you go to a spiritual master, you don't go empty-handed there. You bring a gift, and especially you have this mood of service attitude. But the interesting part here is that there is two qualifications, Shrotriyam and Brahmanishtam. Shrotriyam means a true spiritual master has listened himself, because he's a teacher, he speaks, but he has first of all listened himself. He has listened in the disciplic succession, and Prabhupada mentioned that in the text we read in the beginning, that the true guru comes in a line of other teachers. It's not the teacher self-manifested. He fell from the horse and hit his head and he got enlightenment, and then now he is the guru for everyone. No, usually the spiritual master is a disciple himself in the line of teachers. And he has listened from his teacher carefully from the scripture. And then he simply repeats what he has heard from the scripture. And that makes him bona fide, as we say, or authentic. And of course, Brahmanishta means he's fixed in Brahman. That means devoted to the absolute truth, or it also means that he got some spiritual realization. It's not that he just can quote many shlokas and has knowledge, this which is important, but he should have some deep personal realization. He knows what he talks because he has experienced it himself. And there's, of course, there's many other shlokas we could quote. Vajovigam manasokrodavigam. This describes that one who is able to control the urge of the speech, the mind, the action, the anger, the tongue, the belly, the genitals, he's qualified to accept disciples. Which basically means first you, before you can kind of be a leader of others, you first be the leaders of yourself. Self-leadership, we can say, no? Or self-management. Because as long you are kind of a slave of your own senses, how can you help others? No? So the true guru, he is self-controlled. He is able to control his senses and his a sober person. So that's about the qualification. And of course, what is the identity of the spiritual master? The spiritual master, the original spiritual master is actually Krishna himself. Like God is the original guru or spiritual master. Here we see Krishna is teaching Arjuna. Of course, before that, Krishna was teaching Lord Brahma and at the beginning of creation. And this is a more maybe esoteric aspect of the whole thing, but I will nevertheless mention it because the spiritual master is also a representative of Balaram. We see here a picture of Krishna Balaram, which is an aspect of God. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and Balaram is the first expansion of that same personality. Krishna is known as Sevya Bhagavan, which means he's God, which is being served, and Balaram is Sevak Bhagavan. Balaram is also God, another aspect of God, but he's the one who serves Krishna. And that's why he's the original spiritual master. Because the spiritual master is the person who teaches us how to serve Krishna. And Balaram is the most expert in that. So the teachers that come in this world, they're actually representations of Balaram. That's why we say Sakshat Hari Dvena Samasta Sastrir. That word Sakshat Hari means the spiritual master is to be honored as much as Supreme Lord because he's the most confidential servitor of the Lord. And all the scriptures, they acknowledge this, and therefore we offer our respect to such a teacher who is a representative of Krishna. And that's basically the identity of the Guru. The Guru is a representative of God in this world. Like, if sometimes the ambassador of India comes to visit the Hare Krishna temple. No? So then when this ambassador comes, actually he represents India. I mean, he's not India, but he represents the whole country. No? So or in the early days, sometimes when a king had a message, he would send the messenger, and the messenger would go on the village, or the town, city hall, or like a place, marketplace, and then would have the message and read the message from the king. And that messenger, the same respect would be given because he is representing the king. So similarly, the spiritual master, he represents Krishna in this world, and that's why we give him respect. But the guru, the teacher himself, sees him as a humble servant. But the disciples treat him and respect him similarly to God, in a sense that they respect him as a representative. And of course, Srila Prabhupada was such a personality. That's why some people, when they come for the first time, they wonder, why do we have this throne for this man there? Why is this man sitting on a throne? Well, the reason why he's sitting there is because he represents Krishna. He's a great teacher, and out of appreciation, respect, and gratitude, we show our respect to Srila Prabhupada. Okay. Let's say we understood the need of a guru and we understood how to discriminate what is a guru, who is a good guru. Of course, this is a crash course. We have a 3-day seminar or something on this, but this is just an introduction. So, but how to find the guru? What would you say? How can I find such a guru? Have you seen one? Any ideas? Yes.
Ask others?
To ask, like for those, for example, who already have a guru. Yeah. You can Google it, you know.
Does it work?
Where can I find guru? Where is the next guru close by? And please a bona fide, an authentic one. Go to the Hare Krishna temple in Bergstesnaer. No, I don't. So this is once there was a conversation between Srila Prabhupada and Desmond O'Grady. Desmond O'Grady was I think a poet, a writer from Ireland. And he met Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada being an authentic guru. So they had a conversation. And Prabhupada said, yes, the best friend is a spiritual master because he saves us from the blazing fire of confusion. No? Prabhupada makes the point that the spiritual master is our best friend and we should accept the spiritual master. And then the Desmond O'Grady said, the problem is to find this friend. The problem is to find such a spiritual master, he said. And I don't know, he was not so smart because he's just sitting in front of such a spiritual master. No? And he said, it's difficult to find such a spiritual master. What was Srila Prabhupada's reaction? He said, no, there is no problem. The problem is if you are sincere. That's the problem. That is the state. Because actually you have got the problems, but God is within your heart. Therefore God is called Chaitya Guru, the spiritual master within the heart. So we mentioned that actually, Krishna is in our heart, and from within, Krishna gives us instruction. So if God sees that you are sincere, He will give you a spiritual master who can give you protection. He will help you from within and from without. Without in the physical form of a spiritual master, and within as a spiritual master within the heart. So, but the point is that Krishna is in our heart, and He sees our feelings, our emotion, our thoughts. And then Prabhupada, later on he quotes Bhagavad Gita, Yantra Rudhani Maya, that the living entity is basically seated on a machine. Did you know? This body, it's like a machine. And you as a soul are seated in that machine. Yantra means machine. So who is moving this machine? Of course, the material energy is moving the machine according to our desire. Now we have a desire, and the machine is moving. But actually, it's Krishna who is guiding us from within. So, according to our desire, Krishna gives us intelligence. If you say, "I want to drink a beer," then Krishna gives intelligence how to go to the next pub. Or you want to see the next football match. Well, now everyone speaks about football. Then soccer, then Krishna guides you to the next public screen. Public viewing, they say? Public viewing. But if you have a desire to get a spiritual master, Krishna, I want to come closer to you. Krishna, God, I want to understand you. Please reveal yourself to me. Then Krishna from within will also guide us to a spiritual master. Or rather, he will actually manifest himself in front of us as a spiritual master. Because the spiritual master represents Krishna. He's basically just a manifestation of Krishna's compassion and guidance. So why is this important? Because it means that in order to find a spiritual master, I first of all have to, in my heart, I have to pray and be sincere. If I'm sincere, then Krishna will help. And of course, then I can do some online research. Most of ISKCON has a list of about 100 gurus, and they all have their YouTube channels and their web pages. So you can listen to some lectures and I feel this person can help me, is inspiring me in spiritual life. But of course, it's always best to meet such spiritual masters. This summer we have a couple of spiritual masters visiting us. His Holiness Sachinanda Maharaj, His Holiness Krishna Maharaj is coming soon, next week, or the week after. So it's always good to, of course, meet these personalities directly in person. And here is an example, Narada Muni, who was in a forest and he was looking for God, and I mean, Dhruva was searching God, and Narada Muni came to the forest, you know. And Prabhupada explains, how did Narada Muni know that Dhruva was there in the forest? Because Dhruva was sincere and was praying for help, and then within the heart, Narada Muni knew, because he's connected to Paramatma. So he came to the forest and helped Dhruva. So this is Paramatma, this is the God in the heart, and he is within, and he manifests outside as the spiritual master. Since one cannot visually experience the presence of the Supersoul, he appears before us as a liberated devotee. Such a spiritual master is none different than Krishna himself. So, as we said in the beginning, yes, it's nice to listen to the heart, and of course we also cultivate this aspect of being able to perceive, to being intuitive, but it's not always so easy, so that's why Krishna from within also manifests outside. And here is a nice picture. A person in the ocean is kind of drowning, and Krishna personally comes and rescue that person. So it says that, according to the deliberated opinion of all revealed scriptures, the spiritual master is not different from Krishna. Lord Krishna, in the form of the spiritual master, delivers his devotee. So that's the principle, and that's called Guru Tattva, or the Guru principle. Of course, the person who acts as a guru is like a transparent media, and through him Krishna's mercy is flowing, and through him Krishna is helping. In that sense, they are non-different. Of course, they are different. God is God, and we are living entities, but in the sense that they act in that capacity. Okay, I go a little faster through this. Importance of following instructions. This is a nice shloka from the Svetashvaratara Upanishad, Yasyadeve Parabhaktir, that if one has a similar faith in the spiritual master and in Krishna, then actually all the knowledge of the scripture will be revealed. And again, here comes this revelation in the heart. So that's what we aspire for. We want to have that revelation in the heart, but it comes by developing faith in Guru and the spiritual master. Then also, Prabhupada mentioned in that purport that blind following is also not what we are promoting here. We're not saying you should accept the Guru and then you just throw out your brain and don't think anymore. That's not the idea. You accept the Guru, but you still, with the help of the Guru, become more intelligent. That's the idea. So blind following is also, it's not recommended. Yeah, our savior, our hero, but especially if the blind following the blind, that's the most problem. If the teacher himself is blind and we follow such a teacher, then that's a problem. And there is also a story about a washerman. I'll try to keep it short that we can have some little discussion. But there was one washerman, and one day his best friend died. Sunanda Gandharva died, and he shaved his head. And everyone in the village said, "Oh, you shaved your head," because that's tradition in India. If someone dies, you shave your head as a sign of your, sadness. And then the others in the village, they also started to shave their head. Everyone shaved their head. Then the minister of the king was inquiring, and he also shaved his head. And the king also wanted to shave his head. Everyone was just blindly following, shaving their head. But the queen was the only intelligent person in the kingdom. And the queen asked, "Wait a minute, who is that Sundana Gandharva? Who actually died?" So they went back to the washerman, simply Dobi, Walla. And he said, "Yeah, my donkey died, my donkey died." So the half of the kingdom, they already shaved their head just because a donkey died. So that's kind of blind following, just because someone is doing something, we do the same thing. That's not the idea. We should always, be intelligent, use our intelligence and discriminate. Okay, importance of following the Guru's instruction. Another picture, you can see we work with a lot of pictures here. Another picture is that like the conditioned soul, we living entities, we are kind of fallen into a how you say, a well, or a well, and someone else wants to help us, and how does he help? He, the spiritual master, he throws sends like a rope, and he tells us, just hold the rope and I will pull you up, right? So the most of the work the spiritual master is doing, he's pulling us up. The only thing we have to do is hold on that rope, right? And that means to follow the instruction of the guru. Because if we let the rope go, then the guru cannot help us. Similarly, if we don't follow the instruction that guru gives us, he cannot help us. He wants to give us some guidance and give some instructions, so then we should follow that instructions. Not blindly, but with intelligence, but with conviction. And then the one receives the blessings of the teacher. And what is the secret of success? Love me, love my dog. Like there's this saying, like, if you love me, then you should also love my dog. And we see when people walk with their dogs, if you show some attention to the dog, and immediately the person becomes very happy. Yes, nice dog, no, isn't it? Because you have so much love for your dog, someone else appreciates your dog, immediately you like the person. It's very natural. So why this example is given? Krishna loves his devotees so much, and therefore we should love the devotees also. And if you love the devotees, then Krishna will be pleased. In other words, Krishna loves those who act as a spiritual master. He loves them. They have a very loving relationship with Krishna. And if we show respect and love to the spiritual master, then Krishna will also be very happy. Just jump over to the last part. So when we speak of can you see something? Wasn't it? No? Okay, we end with this one. It's already, time is over. So when we receive instruction from the spiritual master, there is some principles we can follow. The first one is that the instruction of the spiritual master, they are always unlimited. What does it mean? It means that the guru may tell us something to do, and then we can just do the minimum, or we understand it's an unlimited instruction and we can do much more. For example, Srila Prabhupada, our own spiritual master, the guru, founder of this movement, my Param Guru in my case, he received the instruction from his guru that he should share this Krishna conscious philosophy, this Bhakti Yoga, into the English language. That was the instruction. He should, preach and speak Krishna conscious in English language. So Prabhupada could have just, write one book, maybe go to London, give a talk in English on Krishna consciousness, sell the book and go home. And he would have followed his teacher's instruction, preach in English language. But what did Prabhupada do? He traveled 14 times around the world, and he translated over 60 volumes of books, and he spread Krishna consciousness all over the planet. So he understood, he really expanded that instruction. So understanding that the instruction is unlimited. And that's the mood of a proper disciple. A proper disciple always wants to serve more and please the spiritual master more. It's not that they just do the minimum, so they can, I've done it. But no, it becomes one's life mission. And that's the secret for success that Prabhupada mentioned in the purport. If one pleases the spiritual master, then one receives all the blessings of the teacher. Another thing is we need to understand the essence of the instruction. If the guru tells us something, we need to, not superficially, externally, but we should understand the essence. There is also a nice example with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Bhaktisiddhanta once in a lecture, he boldly said that my Guru Maharaj, which was Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, gave me 3 instructions which I followed completely. First, don't make any disciple. Second, don't associate with materialistic people. And third, never go to Calcutta. These were the instructions that he received. So don't take disciple, don't associate with worldly people, and don't go to Calcutta. So those who know Bhaktisiddhanta, they know that he was a guru of thousands of disciples. He associated a lot with politicians and kings and whatever, and also he had his main temple in Kolkata. So how is it that he said, I have followed the instruction perfectly? Then he explained, I don't make any disciple. He said, I saw all my disciples were sent by my guru to help in my mission, so I never see myself as superior to them. And in this way, I didn't make any disciple. So he got the essence of the instruction, which means don't become proud and be a guru, but he always saw himself as a servant. Then second, don't associate with materialistic people. He said, yes, I visited different politicians, but I didn't associate it with them, they associated with me. I gave them association. And in this way, I didn't associate it with them, but I actually uplifted them. And the last one, don't ever go to Calcutta. In Calcutta we established a temple, and that temple is as good as Vaikuntha. That's why I never been in Calcutta, I always have been in the spiritual world. Because a temple is like a spiritual world. So in this way, Bhaktisiddhanta took the essence. And the last one, sometimes we have a flight which is delayed, and sometimes the flight is even cancelled. So similarly, with the instruction to the spiritual master, we may delay to follow the instruction of the spiritual master, but we should never cancel it, we should never give it up. Like Srila Prabhupada, he received the instruction when he was very young, at the age of, I think, 20, was he 25? He was, when he received the instruction, 22. I mean, it was in 1900. It was in 1922. Yeah, 26. Yeah, in 1922 received the instruction, and 1965 he actually started to fulfill the instruction. So many years passed, but he delayed, but he fulfilled. Yeah. So these are some principles we can always remember, that when we receive instruction of the spiritual master, that we try to give our best, understand the essence, and always meditate on how to fulfill the instructions of the spiritual master. Okay, so these some thoughts on the principle of accepting a spiritual master. I hope this was in some way useful, and we can see whether we have any doubts, any critique, any questions on this topic. We have a couple of minutes. Hare Krishna. Anyone likes to ask something? We had some guests who come for the first time. Maybe, yes, some.
For the first time.
Yeah. Okay. You have any questions or no? Okay. If people don't have a question, it means I did a good job and they understood everything perfectly, or I didn't do a good job and they.
I just think about these gurus that have like mass followers, like Sadhguru, for example. These kind of like thousands or maybe millions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are gurus who have a lot of followers, and just because they have many followers, I mean, also in our institution we have some of our spiritual masters have a lot of followers. That in itself it's not a criteria. Although the Shastra do say that there are some injunction of the Shastra, one should not accept too many disciples. The scriptures say one should not accept too many disciples. Why? Because if you accept too many disciples, there is a danger that you become puffed up because you're a great guru, and also it will be difficult to take care of them. Because as a teacher, then the idea is that you would actually guide them individually, personally, and if you have too many, then you can't do it anymore personally. But even in our institution, in the Hare Krishna movement, we have only a few gurus, and many of them have many disciples. But we are working on, or we have a vision for the future, that there should be many more gurus, but more local gurus who have smaller group of disciples. Like more gurus with less disciples. So they actually can take care, which makes more sense in a way. And and I wouldn't comment more on the name you mentioned specifically, because that's a different topic. But in this regard, from the presentation that we did, one qualification of a guru is that he knows Shastra, and that he follows in a disciplic succession, and he has a guru himself. And some of these popular gurus that we know, they don't fit in that category. They don't have their own guru. Sometimes they even say, I don't follow Shastra, I don't read Shastra. And then it becomes very questionable. Because according to our understanding, there is three things. There is Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. And these three always come together. Like there is the scripture, the holy scriptures, which have been there since time immemorial. Then there is the teacher, and there is the other practitioners, the saintly people. And if I want to know the truth, I can check if all the three agree to the same principle, then I'm kind of on the safe side. So I double check or triple check. I check what says the Shastra, what says my teacher, what do the other saints say. And if they all agree, then it's kind of okay. And if my heart also says this is true, like I feel in my heart this is proper, then it's kind of a confirmation. But if I have only one person who kind of claims something without any base in any scripture or with any tradition, then it becomes a bit questionable. At least from our understanding. Yeah. And of course, we don't say that you can only accept the guru in our tradition. There are many, bona fide spiritualist teachers that can help their students in different traditions, in different. But when it comes to, of course, our goal, which is Krishna Prem, and to go to the spiritual world, to Goloka Vrindavan, then of course we recommend to accept a spiritual master in the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, because they can give that goal. Also depending on what you want. What is your goal, and according to the desire, you need to make some decision on accepting a teacher. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. All right, so thank you very much. And if you have more questions, or I'm still around, we can also discuss in person. So thank you for your attention, and Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Premarupa Prabhu ki jai.
Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki jai.
Just a small comment. He was mentioning that the idea is that there will be more local gurus, and so you have to be a little patient. Actually, it's very nice when do a okay. So we just want to, before we leave you to the prasadam, I want to take this opportunity, very special opportunity, or special moment. We have, where is he? Oh, there. Yeah. Gokula Ranjana, maybe you can stand up so everybody can see you. Gokula Ranjana Prabhu, he's someone who lives in the temple. He has been living in the temple for the last 10 years, and actually today is officially the last day. He is moving out of the temple. He got married, and now his wife is coming. And maybe you can say yourself what you will do now, so you know more. But we also want to take this opportunity to thank Gokula Ranjana Prabhu. And maybe before you say what you're going to do, we can ask Krishna Premarupa Prabhu to just speak a few words about him. Because Krishna Premarupa Prabhu was here when he came to this temple. So he knows him from the very beginning.
Okay. Yeah, Gokula Ranjan, he came here as a young student. He studied engineering at the ETH, right? And actually Gokula Ranjan grew up at, most of his childhood in Simhachalam in Germany. There is a nice Nrsimha temple, a temple of Lord Vishnu Lord Nrsingadev. And he has two brothers who are also wonderful devotees, so he grew up in a Krishna conscious family. And when the time came for him to study, then there was an idea, well, maybe he should study somewhere where there's a temple close by. So that's why the idea came that he could come to Zurich. And then they asked me whether he could stay at the temple and at the same time stay in the temple and to study. And yeah, of course, we welcome him to come. And although Gokularanjan Prabhu for all these years studied, and later on now he's working and he's very busy in his private life, nevertheless he always contributed a lot in the temple. Like he participated in programs, and also as much as he could, and then also he did a lot of service, like practical things. And he's an engineer, and do you know Daniel Düsentrieb? Some of you know. This is from Walt Disney. But Daniel Düsentrieb is like a genius mechaniker, or like a erfinder. No, he can invent anything. So Gokularanjan has this talent. He can fix anything. No, whether it's a toaster or it's a computer or some machine or something, he can fix anything. And he did a lot of renovation. I mean, you can't imagine. I mean, I can't imagine it. I mean, it's a long list. This building would have been fallen apart already if he would not have been fixing everything. So many things, many hours. And there's always, in addition to his studies, in addition to on the top of his work, spending hours and hours, coming back from long days and then working in the night time in a workshop or somewhere and doing a lot of service. So, I mean,
in addition to his relationship.
And then of course now he has a relationship also, and, and still continuing the same, determination and commitment to service. And of course, beside of that, he's just a wonderful devotee, wonderful person, very sweet, very very kind, and a lot of humor and a lot of energy and enthusiasm. So we are extremely grateful and eternally indebted to your wonderful service, and we hope that we can stay in touch and close friendship, even though now next chapter starts in your life. Yeah. So thank you so much. Gokularanjana Prabhu Ki Jai.
Maybe.
Hari Bol.
This is an open. As well.
So we have said some prasadam. Prasadam is wow.
Yes, I like prasad.
Sorry, dat is even vergoogeld worden. Dat ga je nog doorlezen.
Ja.
Dat is een kleine goatje.
Very nice.
Hari Bol.
Yeah, ich will auch was sagen. Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, I didn't know about this event, and Damodar called me two hours ago that I should come, because I was still like moving furniture into my new apartment. And yeah, so Krishna Premarupa Prabhu said actually most how I came here, and I just want to say that during life it is the most important to have friends, to have association, because the friends, they will actually influence you. And so for me, I always put this into the temple, because here I know that here, like so many friends, so many devotees whom I can serve, whom I can learn, and yeah, so I'm also very grateful to all of you that I could stay here for 10 years. Even though I was not the typical temple devotee, I always found a place.
Who is it typical?
So yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity that I could stay here, and yeah, I will try to to the best of my to my ability to always engage here and to do whatever is needful.
Okay. Yeah. So the good news is he's not moving far away. Gokularanjana Prabhu took his time to find a place which is close to the temple, because as you just could see and hear, he's very attached. So he found a place on the other side of the hill. And he also has a bike. And maybe you will get a car, and because now your wife will come, then usually it expands a bit. And that means, how long does it take for you to come?
11 minutes.
So let's pray that Gokularanjana Prabhu will be close to the temple for many, many years more to come, at least 10 more years. And Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Gokularanjana Prabhu. Gokularanjana Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Okay, and one small announcement. We expected a sunny Sunday, but it started to rain, and we have an ice cream machine outside. That means if you eat inside after, when you finish, you can come out and you will get your ice cream.
So thank you. You are all invited. 6:15 there will be a japa meditation here. Yes, 6:15 there will be japa meditation. 7 o'clock Gaur Arati. 1 second, dear devotees. Hari Bol. Next Sunday, Rasa Shai Ram Prabhu kindly reminded me, he always has to do that. We have Ratha Yatra Festival of India, down at the lake. There is meeting point at 1:30 at the Chinese garden, China Garden, and there will be a parade to the Björkliplatz. There will be no Sunday feast here. Again, there will be no Sunday feast here. So if you come here, nobody will be here, no prasadam. You have to come down to the lakeside and you will see and hear us. So please come. Thank you. Hare Krishna.